What's going on, guys? Trice here with SportStop.com, and obviously we have our good friend Greg from East Coast Dyes. You guys know about him. So as you guys have seen on our Instagram page, I've been posting a little bit about some Hero 2.0. It's coming out soon, but since I've got Greg here, I wanted to ask him a handful of questions about the mesh. Are you ready?
Let's get into it.
Let's do this. So what exactly was the thought process behind the Hero 2.0?
Yeah, so we had Hero 1, we've had it for the last 2 years, it's been really successful. For this one, the first thing that came to mind was we thought, you know, the different areas of the mesh do very different things.
Right.
So we thought if we could use a different material just in the outside to make it a little stiffer, a little less elastic, we can keep that sidewall pattern tighter, so your pocket won't bag, and it'll also, you can see in the example piece, channel the ball straight in the middle. So even if you can string a really good channel or you can't, it'll still help the ball release straight up every time.
I like it. How long did it take you guys to actually formulate the new mesh?
We had this idea on a flight over to Gimalax, like right as Hero 1 was releasing. So it's been pretty much the entire time since that released, developing this product, almost, you know, right when that product was done being engineered, straight into what 2.0 would be. And
with this one where you can actually see the zone tech that's in there with the Integra fibers, how did you guys come across actually using the Integra fibers with it being so light and yet so stiff? Yeah, so we tested probably, I don't know, maybe 10 different materials. They all have different properties. We used our tensile tester to test how, you know, how stretchy they're, how elastic, but also breaking strength. Right. We have tests that we can use for hydrophobic and how much water they absorb. We just went through them all, created a chart, made mesh samples then to see how the charts related to actual real lacrosse performance, and then narrowed it down. So there were some other ones that had similar properties, but they're too slippery. Right. This particular one happens to have the right tensile strength, the right stretch, but also good grip. It guys put you right where you wanted it as far as all the properties you needed it to have to make the mesh formula, or, you know, work the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Narrowed it down. Long process.
What type of player or who exactly do you think is going to benefit the most from using this, say in comparison to Hero 1 or Vortex?
Well, so far, you know, we've tested it with all ranges of players, even pre-release, but immediately Ryan Brown, obviously one of the most elite shooters, as soon as we sent him sticks with it, he was like, this is perfect, I need more. Okay. You know, so he immediately noticed more accuracy, more hold, and I think that's just going to trickle down through your elite high school level players. And the big thing with the youth is that even if you can't string it perfectly,
it's going to help you.
It's going to give you some help. If you have a wider head, it's going to give you some help. So it's perfect for the elite players. They notice immediately, and I think that'll trickle down to pretty much all levels.
So as I mentioned earlier, you know, I've kind of done some sneaking around on Instagram. How hard is it to keep something like this under wraps with social media the way it is nowadays? Kids are picking stuff out of the background videos and everything.
It's so funny. We'll see. I'll post something by accident. The kid will zoom way in on it. They'll find what it is. And so this actually leaked at one point out on Instagram, 4 or 5 posts. And once it's out there, it's out there. You can't stop it from rolling. Kids screenshot it, and it just, you can't stop it at that point. So we try and monitor it, but as long as it doesn't get too crazy, we like it to like kind of be
it kind of breeds some excitement for it.
Yeah.
Personal favorite, this or Vortex?
So that's a good question. And I tend to use whatever mesh we are currently engineering and developing. So before it's released, as we're working on the benefits, that's what I'll use. And instead, then once it's released, I'm really not using it anymore. Right. So I use it for a very short time. So right now I'm using Hero 2 because I was testing it on the field. Before that I was using Vortex, and I'll probably go back to Vortex. I'm a big W guy. And so the Vortex really felt great using real legal shooting strings. I feel like I should be the example. Kids always look at my stick, they're like, that's not legal anymore. I'm like, I know. I'll go back to the Vortex, I'll use the straights. But this is what I've used for my whole spring season. Been really successful.
So that's pretty much all the questions I've got as far as Hero 2 goes, but I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions real quick. Ready?
I'm ready.
Pizza or burgers?
Pizza.
Every time. Football, baseball?
Football.
Easy, right?
Yeah, that was not bad.
Top right, bottom left?
I can't shoot top right. I have too much whip. It always pulls, so I can really get the bottom left like a burner.
You plane or road trip?
I'm not a road tripper.
No?
We road tripped up here, I fell asleep every single time, so I like to fly.
And alloy or composite?
I'm all composite now. We got some cool stuff coming out, but I use the Pro, and I use, that's pretty much it. I just have 2 Pros right now.
On your stick, do you use a lot of tape, like hand markers or anything like that? Or
I've always been all over the place. So funny story, just for this real quick.
Yep.
I never used any tape, and then in high school, I had one game in the rain, I did a split dodge, and the stick like literally shot out of my hands, and I was so embarrassed that after that I wrapped probably 8 inches of tape at the bottom, one little one where my tap hand goes and another one for one-handed cradling.
Right.
So I'm not like a full stick tape guy, but I use more than I used to.
Okay.
Because I had that one embarrassing moment.
That's all it takes is one time, and then you gotta find something that works.
Yeah.
Man, Greg, I really appreciate it. That's my rapid fire. That's all I got.
Yeah, we're pumped for it. So
I'm stoked.
Thanks for stringing it. Looks great.
No problem. I mean, I really appreciate just getting to see it a little early. As you guys know, Hero 2.0 is coming out on the 15th, correct?
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend. I'm warm. Don't trust me with dates. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Greg, my pleasure having you here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, guys. And then we'll see you around. That was it.
That went well.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah.